Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's great speaking to you today. To begin with, can you tell me a little bit about Quaker Houghton?
Quaker Houghton is a 250-year plus experience in process fluids, metalworking industry. It's a US based organization. We are NYSE listed company, and in last 250 years we have been working with our customers in improving, innovating on day in day out basis.
Right.
So we are a technology leader in when it comes to metalworking fluids globally.
So, can you tell me a little bit about the challenges and the opportunities that you see in the Indian market for a company like yours today?
Yeah, indeed. India is an exciting and market. It's been always be the case like since start of 2000. So I would say that in the journey of 2004 to 2008, we were actually booming when it comes to manufacturing,
Right.
and it has gone circle complete now. So we see another boom coming up. It will be a golden period when it comes to manufacturing sector, with government also pushing for a production linked incentive schemes. Our defense sector going atmanirbhar. That means a lot of private sector being doors being open for private sectors
Right.
for participating in defense as well as aerospace industry. So this industry will be, I would suggest that, or I would take a guess that it will be growing at a very brisk pace. Would be close to 30% plus speed. Would be something with these two industries specifically will be growing. And there's a
Which
lot
are the ones? Defense and
aerospace and defense segment in particular. Then we also see that with COVID situation
Yes.
across globe, the supply chain actually got very disrupted
Yes.
because of the over dependence on one country, which is China. So now most of the companies and uh, across Europe, across US, is actually following a one plus China, a China plus one strategy, and in that India is bound to grow. A lot of auto component industry will be picking up. They will be supplying to the auto OEMs in, let's say, US, European markets, more developed countries, and that will help in giving a lot of opportunity to the MSME segment in India, and that's where most of our customers come from.
Right.
We see that MSME segment currently is around 30% into the GDP growth, around that.
Yeah.
We can expect it to grow by 40 or 42% contribution. It can contribute up to 42% in next 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Coming across. So that way, I would believe that we have we have an immense opportunity in Indian industry, and I was just having a chat with few of my peers around, and we see that gear, specifically gear manufacturing, has picked up
Okay.
leaps and bounds. There is this e-drive technology which is coming across globally. It may take some time in India to go EV, completely EV, but for Europe and European market and US market, these are something which will take a precedence. And e-drives where gears are involved is something which will go
Do you see it as the
positive.
next big, opportunity for the industry here in India?
So as I said earlier, that next big opportunities are first of all in gears,
Yeah.
automotive components, defense, and
Aerospace.
aerospace.
Right.
These four areas I would say would lead us into the golden period for Indian manufacturing
Okay.
in next 4 to 5 years.
Right. And what about the challenges of operating in the Indian market and supplying to Indian customers?
Challenges still remain very fundamental to some extent. The infrastructure development, we have supply chain challenges because linked to infrastructure.
Yeah.
We need to gear up our road, port infrastructure to get into
To support.
the export which
Right.
we are looking at. So that is critical. Secondly, financing is another area. So
Okay.
capital availability of capital at a very optimal cost will be something which we think these are the two areas. If we can figure out a way around it, I would say we will be going very big in or next to China. Will be the leading manufacturing hub.
Has the recovery begun, sir, after COVID? in all the supply chain disruptions. Was
Indeed,
that a challenge? Does that remain a challenge now, or have we begun to recover in India at least?
Indeed, the supply chain remains a challenge to a certain extent. That post recovery of COVID-19, the boom happened immediately. So
Right.
the demand increased like sixfold in a go, and not everyone was ready. And especially the logistics segment was not pretty much geared up for supporting across globe. And the
Okay.
semiconductor industry shortages is well documented across
Yes.
very media channels. So
Yes.
these compounded the situation. We believe this is expected to ease in at least by second quarter of 2023, calendar
Okay.
year 2023, and
Okay.
we will be in a good position going forward on it. So
Right.
I'm personally quite optimistic of 2023,
Okay.
taking up on the manufacturing side,
Right.
and with a lot of new technologies coming in into the gear segment and the manufacturing segment, I would say it will help optimize the performance of Indian companies.
Right. And you mentioned becoming atmanirbhar. We've been hearing a lot about, going indigenous when we're talking about our army, navy, defense, aerospace, all of that. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more in terms of what kind of vibrancy do you see in that market for manufacturers?
See, for manufacturing, as I said, in Atmanirbhar Bharat is
Yes.
just a scheme where government actually started giving production-linked incentives for the manufacturing.
Right.
So, for example, if you talk about in a very short period of time, we are one of the leading manufacturers for mobile phone.
Yes.
Last, I would say 3 years or 4 years back, India was not there in mobile manufacturing, or 5 years back we were very nascent in mobile manufacturing.
Right.
Today, I just quote, Apple has the second largest hub
Yes.
for Apple iPhone manufacturing is in India.
Yes.
We have so many companies coming up, and it is actually supporting a lot of local communities, local development. These, so one industry is definitely mobile manufacturing. The second one comes is defense, with a lot of I would say India is expanding. It's actually putting a lot of resources into defense,
And trying to become self-reliant
self-reliant.
while doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So whether they are guns, whether they are ballistic or advanced
Military.
technology,
Yeah.
or even for that matter aerospace,
Yes.
airplanes. Tejas has been one of the leading, I would say, flagship airplane in its category across globe. It's been in high demand. People, other
Right.
countries are looking for it. So this will lead to a lot of manufacturing footprint increase of the local industry, which is required to support, let's say, Hindustan Aeronautics
Yes.
Limited, and so on and so forth. So I guess all the bigger groups are into it, into defense segment. We name it Tata, we name it Adani's, we name it Reliance. They are all focusing into it. Apart from that, Kalyani's. So
Yeah.
even the smaller MSMEs are stepping up their game, and this will bring a lot of vibrancy, so to speak, in our economy.
Right. Lastly, sir, do you have any thoughts about gear technology in India and how that might help the industry?
Yeah, so as we say, gears have been becoming more precision now, precision driven. So you need to be, when it comes to manufacturing, we have to actually adopt, the changing technologies which
Yes.
were evident for in Europe and US. And as I said earlier, that we need to make for globe. That's what Pradhan Mantri
Yes.
also says, that make in India for the entire globe. So for that we need to up our current technology, existing technology. We have some exciting Industry 4.0 solutions coming in. Quaker Houghton is leading the game in the lubricoolant industry. We have some specialized nozzle designs which are 3D printed. So like whatever was the mechanical obstructions in getting productivity is kind of resolved by using these 3D printed technology. So on and so forth. I would say we will revolutionize together how the Indian industry manufacturing is being taken place.
Right. And are you excited about the magazine at all? Are you excited about the publication and what it might be able to do for the industry?
Absolutely. I think any kind of media is, and when we have this kind of magazines and areas where we can connect and understand how the peers are moving, how the
Yes.
industry is moving. This brings a lot of knowledge, information, and it helps us, every one of us, to actually plan better.
Right.
So I think it's a great initiative.
Okay.
We're looking forward for engaging Reed on it,
Yeah.
around it.
Thank you so much, sir. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
was mine.